Good morning, students. Here's your English teacher again. Welcome you all to the online English classes. Students, we are covering the grammar part of your syllabus. So, we have started the topic models in English grammar. Students, last week I sent you some exercises of models. I hope you have solved the exercises, the answers for which I sent you today. So, check out the answer, how correctly you have answered. Students, that was last week. I sent you the exercises of part 1 of models along with the use of some of the models. Since I told you that we are going to cover models in two parts, that last week I sent you the part 1 where we have discussed some of the models, and the rest of the models we are going to discuss in part 2 of the models. But before going on to the part 2 of the models, I just want to discuss with you the models, some common features of models and the use of models very briefly. So after that we are going to the second part of the models and give you some exercises to solve. So let's go on to the lesson of model. So first of all, what a model is. Modal verb is a type of verb that is used to indicate modality. That means models gives us the mood of the sentence, that what the sentence is referring to, whether it is likelihood, ability, permission, request, capacity, suggestions, order and obligation, advice, etc. So that means models gives us the mood of the sentence, that what it shows. Most common models are can, could, may, might, shall, will, should, must not, ought to, would, dare, etc. So these are the common models which we use in a sentence. So first of all, before using the model in a sentence, you have to take care of two things. First thing is that models are never used alone. Models are always used with a principal or the main verb. For example, he can climb a tree. Here, in this sentence, climb is the main verb or principal verb, and we have used the model can. So, models are never used alone, they are used with the main verb. And second thing is, models are always followed by the base or the first form of verb. For example, I can play sitar, you should work hard. So that means models are used with the first form of verb. It can never be used with the second or the third or fourth form of verb. So these two things you have to keep in mind while using the models. So that means models are never used alone. They are used with the principal verb. And second is model always followed the first form of verb. So let's go on to the use of some of the models in a sentence. First model is can. Can shows the ability, suggestion and request. For example, I can play basketball. That means in this sentence, it shows the ability of the person. That means I have the ability to play basketball. So we have used the model can here. Second, can also shows request. Can you make some coffee for me? So this is the request. Can is also used for request. Can is used for suggestion also. You can call a taxi. So here can is used for ability, suggestion and request. Second model is could. Could is the past form of can. While can is used for request, could is used for polite request. If you have to request somebody very politely, you have to use could. Could is also used for possibility. It shows the possibility of something. She said she could pay for you as well. Here, this is the past sentence. This is the indirect form of the sentence. And this is the past sentence. So we have to use could here. Could you please lend me this book? This is the polite request and we have used the model could here in place of can. Third is, it could be that he missed the train. There was a possibility of that he missed the train. So this is the possibility in past, so we have used the model could here. Our third model is may. May is used for possibility, for formal request and permission. So if we have to request somebody formally, if we have to ask for the permission formally, for example, we are in the school or office and we have to ask for the permission, so we can use may. For example, may I speak? May I come in, sir? May I go? So may is used for formal request or permission. May is also used for possibility. For example, it may rain tomorrow. There is a possibility. So may is used for possibility, formal request or permission. Our next model is might, which is the past form of may. It also shows possibility but in the past form. For example, he said he might change his mind. This is the possibility that he might change his mind, but this is in the past form. Your purse might be in the living room. This is also a possibility, but in the past form. So we have to use might for possibility in the past form. Next model is must. Must is used for obligation. It is used for certainly that something is true. For example, you must obey the law. This is an obligation, so that you have to obey the law. So must is used for obligation. Second is must is used certainly that something is true. For example, it must be dark outside. That it must be dark outside. Certainly that it is true that it is dark outside. So this is used for obligation, and certainly that something is true. Must not, that is used for prohibition. You must not drive without a license. That means you must not drive without a license. If you have to prohibit somebody, you have to use must not. You must not smoke in here. Next is should. Should is used for advice. This is the second form of shall. This is the past form of shall. You can say this is used for advice. This is also used for asking for permissions also. For example, you should eat green vegetables. This is the advice. If you have to advise somebody, you can use the model should. You should quit smoking. This is also an advice, so you can use should for advice. Now, should is also used for purposes. For example, work hard lest you should fail. This shows the purpose, that work hard lest you should fail. Hire a taxi lest you will miss the train. This is also a purpose. So should is used for advice. This is the past form of shall, and this is also used for purposes. Ought to. Ought to is used for the right thing to do or advice. For example, you ought to apologize. You must apologize. You ought to apologize. That is, this is an advice, or you are saying somebody that this is the right thing to do. So you have to use ought to. You ought to apologize. We ought to do more exercise. Next is will. Will is used for future actions, promises, and intentions. For example, Tom will go there tomorrow. This is the future action, that Tom will go there tomorrow. This is the future action, so we have used will here. I will pick you up at around 6. That means this is the promise and intentions, that I will pick you up at 6 or around 6. So this is the promise or intention. So we use will for future actions and also for promises and intentions. Next is would. Would is the past form of will. This is used for polite request, just as can and could. Can was used for request and could was used for polite request. So here will and would. Would is used for polite request or to offer somebody. He told me that he would come. So here in the this is the past tense, and we have used would here in place of will. Second is would you please sit down. This is the polite request, so we have used would here. If we have to offer somebody, so we also use would. Would you like to have some tea? Would you like to have some coffee? So this is the polite request. Would is used for polite request and offering something to somebody. Next is shall. Shall is used with the first person to express simple future tense only when the time is involved. For example, we shall leave for Kolkata this evening. Here, this evening, that means time is mentioned, and we have used shall here. Shall is used in the future tense, but only when the time is mentioned, and it is used with the first person. Here, we is the first person, time is also mentioned, and this is the future tense, so we are going to use shall here. Shall is also used for questions and suggestions for I and we. Since it is used with the first person, so it is used for the suggestions and questions, but always for I and we. Let's continue. Shall we? Let's continue. Shall I? So this is a suggestion, but it is used with the first person I and we. So next is dare. Dare, as you all know, dare means bold enough. So it expresses the meaning be bold enough to. For example, how dare you speak to me like that? How dare you to do this to me? So this expresses the meaning be bold enough to. So these are some of the models, students, and the use of some of the models in the sentence. If you don't want to go for that long part of the models, use of models, since the topic is a bit long, you can go for this short video. You can go for this video. This is the brief discussion of the models. So these are the models, students. Go for it and ask for any doubts. Thank you, students.